Hello, and welcome to another reading comprehension session with Test Ready Level 3. I am your online teaching consultant, Miss Tessie Sanders Matlock. Let's get started. I do hope that you have your reading passage for today as I share my screen. Do you have your two sharpened pencils, your colored ink pens or overlays for today's lesson? That's great. Now, let's go ahead and head our paper. I like to model and demonstrate. Let me zoom in just a little bit for our viewers. In this gray shaded area, neatly write your first and last name. All of the letters are legible. Now, whatever the date is, write today's date. Whatever that date is, spelling out the month. I'll say it again. Spell out the month. Good. Here is an article about special parks. Read the article, then answer questions 1 through 15. Let's look at our text features. Take your pencil or your writing utensil, whatever it is. Go ahead and circle your text feature. Here's your title, Getting Away from It All. And here is a picture. So you can put a circle, box, highlight, ring around the picture. Now, let's go ahead and take care of the business of numbering our paragraphs. Paragraph 1 starts with wood. Paragraph 2 starts with people. Paragraph 3 starts with the. Paragraph 4 starts with the. Paragraph 5 starts with Wonderland. Now, of course, most test passages, if you're taking the STAR test or the Stanford 9 or ITBS, the paragraphs come numbered. If you're still practicing pencil paper application, but the lines do not. And the purpose is to organize the reader's thoughts. So let's go ahead and number our lines by 5. Remember, you want to tell what paragraph and what line you found your answer in and on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're speeding it up now because this is lesson 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20. So there are 22 lines in today's lesson. Let's go ahead and read the questions before reading the passage. Remember, reading the questions often help with navigation, organization of thoughts. The bell goes off. Ding, 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 ding. Number 1, what is the article mostly about? Circle mostly about. I'm getting my colored pens. This deals with main idea. I always like to say capital M period I, main idea. Students, you want to write this. Right? Number 2, according to the article, when people want to get away from it all, they want to circle get away from it all. Okay. You must go back into the text. Go back into the story. Look for this phrase, get away from it all. What does it mean? So this is an inference, capital I-N-F period. An inference is a guess. It's a logical guess based upon the information presented in the text. So again, an inference is a guess a logical guess based upon the information in the text. 3. The word national in the article means. Circle national. See, it's printed differently from the rest of the words in our sentence stem. This is a word meaning question, meaning you must determine the meaning of the word national as it is used in the text. Number 4, what can visitors probably see at most national parks? Circle probably. Again, inference. An inference is a logical guess based upon the information presented in the text. What can visitors probably see at most national parks? And we're talking about national parks. Okay? With that thinking cap on, let's go to the next page. Number 5. What is the oldest national park called? In this question, the author is asking you about the oldest national park. So this here is a fact and detail question because you must go back into the text to find the answer. Number 6. Which of these is a fact from the article? Now you're looking for a what? A fact, not an opinion. You remember fact and details? You must go back into the story to find the right answer. Number 7. See, we're picking up that pace because we are on lesson 3. So you are really savvy now with the strategies. In the article, the word unspoiled means. Now, you are circling unspoiled. What are we going to write here? What abbreviation? Good. W, capital W-M. It's a word meaning question or phrase. You are wanting to determine the meaning of unspoiled as used in paragraph, whatever we're going to find it in. Take a different color pen if you have it. If you don't, it's okay. It's okay. Circle the prefix un. Underline the root word spoil. S-P-O-I-L. Un means not. So make that note. Good job picking up that writing pace and note-taking pace. 8. Explorers gave the same wonderland to a place. Why did they probably choose that name? Explorers gave the name Wonderland to a place. Why did they probably choose that name? Circle probably. Inference. Inference. Remember, an inference is a logical guess based upon the information presented in the text. 9. What happened to Wonderland? What happened to Wonderland? Fact and detail. Fact and detail. You must, good, go back into the story to find the right answer. Number 10. A fountain of hot water and steam rising from underground is called. Now look, put a box around a fountain of hot water and steam. What is it doing? It's rising from underground. Your number 10 should look like my number 10. And this is a word meaning question. You are wanting to determine the meaning of this phrase. And it's a fact in detail because you have to go back into the story to look for what a fountain of hot water and steam rising from underground means. Look at number 11. How many national parks were there in 1870? Good. Fact and detail. You must go back into the story to find this detail, to find this information. 12. A national park and a public city park are different. Circle the word different. What might be the main difference? You're looking for the main difference. So you're looking for a contrast. Remember comparison, contrast, how it looks the same and how it's different. In this contrast question or making connections you're looking for the difference, the main difference. Right? Good. So this is a contrast question. CONTRAST. Contrast. How it's different. Number 13. That's right. Pick up the pace. You've got it. You can do it. What does the U.S. Congress have to do to set up a national park? I'll read it again. What does the U.S. Congress have to do to set up a national park? So you're looking for this important tidbit right here. This entire question is important. Fact and what? Detail. You must go back into the story to look for the right answer. 14, we're almost done. You're doing good. If you visit a canyon, you will probably, I'm going to love this story. I think you will too, in my opinion. It has a lot of inference practice. Here in the state of Texas, students struggle. This is one of the concepts that students struggle with, inferencing. Remember, an inference is a guess. It's a logical guess based upon the information from the text. Last one, 15. What is another word for enjoyment? We're looking for another word, circle another word, do what I do, draw an arrow over to enjoyment. Put a box around enjoyment. This is synonyms. SYNONYMS. A synonym is a word that means the same or almost the same thing. It's just another word. You ready? Now time for our read aloud. I will not reveal the answers in this lesson. Your professor will guide you to the right answers, meaning when you do the evaluation and you are checking for a grade, you'll know if you've done super fantastic. Here we go with getting away from it all. You have your pencil ready or your pen? Let's go. Would you like to walk among the world's tallest trees or stand on the edge of a canyon wall? How about exploring caves or rafting down a river? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then visit a national park. People go to a national park to get away from it all. Stop right there. You want to what? Put a box around get away from it all? Because it dealt with a particular question. Remember? Question 2. So here you're going to write paragraph 2. So that's capital P, period 2, comma, that line. So here's line 5. 6, 7, 8. So underline that. Use a blue pen. People go to a national park to get away from it all. There, it's possible to imagine, circle imagine, what life was like before there were big cities, highways, and shopping malls. Circle that sequence word. Before there were what? Big cities, highways, and shopping malls. So here you're going to write Q period 2. Let's keep moving. Good. The United States Congress passed a law to set up the world's first national park in 1872. Stop right there. The United States Congress passed a law to set up the world's first national park in 1872. An area of unspoiled, there's your word, unspoiled land set aside for enjoyment was a brand new idea. So let's take a look. The United States Congress, this is our key word, passed a law to set up the world's first national park. First national park. Let's see. Let's see. Are you looking? I'm looking. And you need to be looking. What can visitors probably see? Okay. Number 2. What is the oldest national park called? We're looking for that key word, Congress. Do you see it? Ding, 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 ding. 13. See our word, Congress? What does the U.S. Congress have to do to set up, see those key phrases? A national park. So your number 13 looks like Professor Matlock's number 13. So we go here, back to the passage. What paragraph is this? See, here are key phrases. United States Congress. What did they do? They what? Passed the law. So you want to write Q period 13. Where might question 13 be found? Paragraph 3. Line what? 10. Capital P period 3, comma, capital L period 10. Prove your answers, right? Okay, here we go. I know it seems easy right now. That's what we want. We want you to develop that confidence. That's why this is a test prep session, so that it looks easy, but it really isn't, right? Let's keep reading. To most people of the time, a forest was a place to cut down after all trees were needed for buildings and fuel. Land needed to be cleared so that crops could be planted. The first national park was in a Rocky Mountains area where wondrous things happen. So take a look. Here is a key. Let me get another color. First national park was in a Rocky Mountains area. Look at these proper nouns. Rocky Mountains were, look, wondrous things. For people, or look, for example, let me reread that. The first national park was a Rocky Mountains area where wondrous things happened. For example, smoke and steam rose from the earth. Ooh. I'm feeling good about this one. We have a question. Smoke and steam rose from the earth. Geysers. So put a box around this. Draw an arrow. You do what Professor Matlock does. Geysers of hot water. That's a key phrase, isn't it? shot high into the air. Explorers called it Wonderland. So I'm going to take a different color pen. Explorers called it Wonderland. Look at these key words here from questions that we've had. This is going to help you. So let's go back. The first national park was in a Rocky Mountains area where wondrous things happened. For example, smoke and steam rose from the earth. Geysers of hot water shot high into the air. Explorers called it Wonderland. What are we looking for? Hey, are you looking? What is the oldest national park called? Where did we find that? Look at our key. See? All right. The first national park. So can we say this is capital Q period 5? And what paragraph is this? Paragraph 4. So capital P period 4, comma, capital L period 15. You're so smart. Let's keep reading. Now look at some more clues. Smoke and steam rose from the earth. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it can't be 2, right? Okay. Oh, we didn't finish 2. Get away from it all. Paragraph 2, that's lines 6 and 7. Capital L, 6 and 7. Go back to 2. Get away from it all. What are we looking for? I lost my spot. Let me go back. Smoke and steam rose from the ground. That's what we're looking for. Oh, number 10. So where can we find number 10? Paragraph what? 4. Capital P period 4, comma, capital L. What line? 16 and 17. And this is Q10. So you want that near here. See, question 10. All right, let's keep reading. We're almost done. And of course, by the end of the session, your job as the reader is to make sure that you have shown your work when and where possible. Don't just stop where we've already identified, marking our spots as to where the answer may be. You must practice, practice, practice this strategy. A deal? Good. Let's keep reading. Last paragraph. Wonderland became Yellowstone National Park. Millions of people have since visited from all over the world, also travel. Oh, let me go back and read that. I think I missed a line. Wonderland became Yellowstone National Park. Millions of people have since visited Yellowstone to see the famous hot spots and to hike its forests and canyons. Visitors from all over the world also travel to Grand Canyon, Mammoth Cave, Great Smoky Mountains, Hawaii volcanoes, and more than 40 other national parks of the United States National Park System. I think we need to underline something. Wonderland. Put a box around Wonderland. Became Yellowstone National Park. Wow. So we have reached the end of our session. I want you to answer the questions with fidelity. So I'll read aloud the questions and the answer choices, and you answer each question. Now, you can pause the tape if you need to, but not too long, and identify your answer choice. Here we go. One, what is the article mostly about? A, life in the wild. B, national parks. C, an area called Wonderland. D, the history of parks. Choose your answer. Two, according to the article, when people want to get away from it all, they want to A, experience the natural world instead of the world built by people. B, visit big cities and other exciting places. C, have time to think about their lives. D, take a rafting trip down a river. Number three, the word national in the article means worldwide. B, belonging to a nation. C, having trees and wildlife found in the country. D, large and unusual. 4, what can visitors probably see at most national parks? A, steam and hot water rising out of the ground. B, ocean beaches and islands. C, the Rocky Mountains. D, wild animals. Number 5, what is the oldest national park called? A, Yellowstone National Park. B, Rocky Mountains Wonderland. C, Mammoth Cave National Park. D, United States National Park System. 6, and I'm looking at 5. I'm going to stop. I'm looking at 5, and I did a strategy. I went back and reevaluated 5 just to see if I was going in the right direction. You may need to do that sometimes when you are reading the questions and the answer choices. 6, which of these is a fact from the article? A, the first national park was created in the United States. B, everyone should visit a national park. C, the Rocky Mountains have been set aside as a national park. D, the United States is the only country with national parks. 7, in the article, the word unspoiled means A, not changed by people. B, cleared for farmland. C, spoiled again. D, destroyed by nature. 8, explorers gave the name Wonderland to a place. Why did they probably choose that name? A, they wondered what would happen. B, it was a wonderful national park. C, they had wandered there by accident. D, the sights were wondrous. 9, what happened to Wonderland? A, the trees were chopped down for buildings. B, it became the Rocky Mountains. C, it became the first national park. D, the U.S. Congress sold it. 10, a fountain of hot water and steam rising from underground is called A, canyon. B, a geyser. C, a wonderland. D, a volcano. 11, How many national parks were there in 1870? A. More than 40. B. Between 20 and 40. C. 5. D. None. 12. A national park and a public city park are different. What might be the main difference? A. A city park has no trees or flowers. B. A national park is not public. C. A national park is much wilder. D. There are cars and buses at a city park, but not at a national park. 13. What does the U.S. Congress have to do to set up a national park? A. Discover new land. B. Make a law. C. Sell the land. D. Pay taxes. 14. If you visit a canyon, you will probably A. Look down from a steep wall. B. See a geyser. C. Explore a cave. D. Get wet. Last one. What is another word for enjoyment? A. Pleasure. B. Imagination. C. Adventure. D. Selfishness. Now we've reached the end, and you may still be answering your questions, but remember, you must defend your answer choice by telling which paragraph, which line. You must identify in your reading which question. That helps you get 80% or above, or at least 70% or above. Remember, these short passages are just for test best practices. They'll work when the passages are maybe like 15 to 20 or maybe 25 paragraphs. I am Professor Madlock, your online teaching consultant. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I do hope that you've learned something from today's session. I want you to keep practicing. I want you to keep reading and studying. Bye-bye.